couple of years after I uh, retired from the Oregon Senate, a couple of lawyer friends of mine and I batched up a plan to recover money that had been stolen by a fellow in the state treasury department named Terry Canby. He figured out a way to move money from here to there and let some of it scrape off into his bank account as it went. And he eventually got prosecuted for that. But the state did not make an application to their errors and omissions insurance policy, I guess to avoid washing any more dirty laundry in public. But we agreed that we'd go down and ask our newly elected state treasurer, Jim Hill, if he would file such a suit, knowing he probably wouldn't, and he didn't. He said he was going to take the advice of the Attorney General, and that was Mr. Ted Kulongoski, who was not so courageous on that kind of an issue. And so we filed the lawsuit, and we got knocked down in the court. That's another side story. But the day we met at a very popular restaurant in downtown Portland called the Bijou to plan our strategy, lo and behold, there was John Kitzhaber, president of the Oregon Senate. And I went over and greeted him. He and I had served together. I had supported him vigorously when he ran for governor. And I said, well, what are you doing here today, John? And I looked in his eyes, and oh my God, I'd never seen a look as powerfully frightened and ambitious in my life. And he said, well, I'm here to meet with Neil Goldschmidt. I'm here to ask him to endorse me for governor. I'm going to push Barbara Roberts aside, whose first term as governor was mediocre, and I want to run. And the rest is history. Goldschmidt did endorse him. Barbara Roberts did drop out, and John got elected governor. But the look in his eye has seared my memory and my imagination ever since. I have never had that look in my eye. I've been very hungry when I've run for office, and I've worked my heart out, for the most part, successfully, and I've had some fear, and I've had some fear, but that was something way beyond anything I had ever experienced. And I asked myself, why didn't I drive myself to that level? Why didn't I find a way to accommodate what the business community and the Oregonian editorial board wanted? Why didn't I, as the former Speaker of the House said, you got to go along to get along? Well, I was idealistic. I was stubborn. I had Wayne Morse as my role model and my idol, who lost his political career eventually by opposing the Vietnam War so vigorously. And so I stood up for the things I believed in, and I advocated for them without yielding. And so by the time I had been in the legislature one session, I was irretrievably marked as somebody who wasn't going to go along with the conservative Chamber of Commerce model. And so in that regard, it was going to be quite difficult for me to get elected to Congress anyway. It wasn't impossible, but the choices I made, I did not let ambition blind me to values. And of course, I had the ability to practice law to fall back on, and I liked practicing law. I liked helping people. So I wasn't like, well, I've got to get to this higher job or I won't be able to stand it. I had a good job, a job I liked. I was perfectly willing to give it up to go to Congress, but it was there, you might say, nurturing and supporting me in my day-to-day life. that was a major factor in my not getting so driven that I would do anything in order to get to that goal, like anything being selling out my most core beliefs. So that's another reason I didn't get to be a congressman.